Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unfiltered. I have the pleasure today to be up in Leicester to be interviewing Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
Good to hear, good to hear. Now, if you don't know how this works, we go through your social media, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Twitter, and basically find the best bits and try and find the story behind the photos. Now, we're kicking it off with this one. I went all the way back through your Instagram. This is the first post you have. I mean, firstly, how old are you here? I was trying to make out, it says congratulations. I was trying to quite make out what the award
I think
is.
now I'd have been around
explain
14,
the photo,
15.
please. Young.
Probably, yeah, I look younger than I actually am, but...
basically the same without the beard.
Yeah, basically. But no, these were like the highlight of your year when you were a young academy lad. It was the night where everybody got together with families to like celebrate another year in the academy, and obviously you got a little certificate.
I mean, looking back now, if you could talk to your younger self, like what's the one thing you would say to him?
Probably sort your style out. Don't know who's dressed me. He must have got.
Is that's like a little Primark number? Or
yeah, it's a little Primark number. And then wearing some tight jeans with a pair. I think they're Huaraches back in the day, but
I don't think they're going on anymore. Huaraches.
Oh no, they've been sacked off because they were so bad. But nah, yeah, I'd probably say that. But look, I like to think I've improved now, so I'll probably listen to my advice. For
sure. Hairstyle slightly different now. I've got the fade in now.
I've got the little tape.
Very, very good. All right, on our next photo then, is you a little bit older, but still obviously award-winning now. Young Player of the Season, obviously Players Player of the Year as well. I mean, how was that night to win those awards, especially as you said, being in the academy since a young kid?
I wasn't expecting to probably win the awards, if I'm being honest. As you said, it was my breakout season in the first team, my first season playing for Leicester City in the Premier League. So to finish off the year with a couple of awards, it was just mind-blowing. I would have snapped your hand off at it. If you had said that, I would have been close to it at the start of the season.
Had anyone hinted beforehand, kind of said to you that, oh, I voted for you, or is it quite secret? How's it work here at Leicester?
Yeah, no, it was very secret. I went into it just oblivious. Maybe the young player, I was thinking, I might have a chance because I've done well. But the Players Player one was completely out of the blue. So yeah, it was a shock, a great shock, because I was so over the moon and a bit like overwhelmed. But yeah, they're sitting nice now in my house on the mantelpiece.
Oh, lovely.
I'll keep looking at them.
Okay then, on to our next photo. And you put a really nice message out on Instagram towards Kasper Schmeichel, who is obviously a club legend. What was it like saying goodbye to him, obviously in public, but also behind the scenes?
He didn't really give much information away, so it was a bit of a shock when it came. And for me personally, he's been such a good mentor for me coming into the first team. Look, the captain of the football club, he took me under his wing. He was so good with me from day one. Gave me so much confidence and belief in me as a player. And it's just because obviously, if you don't know Kasper, you think he's a stern.
Yeah, that's the image I would kind of get.
Yeah, and he does portray that if you don't know him. He's stern, he's very professional, very just on it. But when you lay him down, he's such a nice guy, so funny, and he was fantastic for the dressing room. I mean,
I've always find it so interesting for when players kind of step up to the first team, considering there's like normally a lot of like initiations and stuff like that. Did you have anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I had to sing a song.
What was the song of choice?
It probably one you wouldn't expect. I quite like older songs, so it was "Build Me Up, Buttercup Baby."
Oh my lord! Wow.
Yeah, so
I mean,
60s, 50s, 60s. But yeah. I grew up listening to a lot of older songs, so I know all of that.
I saw when I was doing my research, you were a fan of George Michael.
Oh yeah, he's my favourite.
What's the favourite George Michael song?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'd probably say, half the people wouldn't even know the songs, but I'd probably say either A Different Corner or I Can't Make You Love Me. For any George Michael fans out there,
my mum's a huge George Michael fan. She'll appreciate that. Yeah. I remember being younger and Faith being played all the time. God,
yeah. That's what I mean. Even his songs, every song's catchy. Everyone knows it. But they might not know it's George Michael, they know the song.
Yes,
so
indeed. Timeless,
yeah,
some would say. Obviously, very young kid here. You were obviously from Leicester as well. Like you've been involved with the club since a young age. Was there any player when you were growing up from the Leicester side of things that you kind of looked at and wanted to be one day?
Yeah, there was a couple. I'd say the one that probably stands out would be Andy King, and he was in the centre of it when I was going to watch the games as a young kid. And then as I grew through the ranks, I ended up playing with him a couple of times in the under-23s, which was quite surreal. And then ended up to this day now really good friends. He's such a top guy. It's quite weird from going to someone like you look up to him like you. I'm a fan. He's my role model to now saying he's a friend of mine, which shows how far you come, really, doesn't it?
That's really, really impressive. I mean, again, when I was doing research, I saw that you said you also looked up to Paul Scholes as well. Yeah. And was that kind of the game you based off, wanting to be that kind of creative midfielder who could also finish when needed?
Yeah, he for me is the best midfielder in the Premier League.
Best ever?
Yeah.
Over Lampard, Gerrard, Paul Scholes is number one?
Yeah, wow. I have that debate with people a lot, so... Yeah, for me.
What makes him better? Because Lampard was the goal scorer, you would say. Gerrard kind of did everything.
Yeah, I just feel like he was a hybrid of everything. Like, he could dictate a game if he had to. He had the passing of Gerrard. He could finish because of Lampard's numbers. They go under the radar, but he did for a midfielder. It's a lot of goals, and just the things that people say about him, the top level players after they've played against him, tells me things. And then he wasn't meant to be a footballer. He's a small, slow, like he had asthma, like he proved people wrong. And his longevity for 15 years at the top, for me, tells me everything. So yeah, I loved him. I've watched so many clips of him over the years. I'm guessing, I just feel like it's personal preference.
For sure.
And I probably see a tiny bit of him in me because I'm obviously not the biggest and whatever, so forth. So yeah, that's probably why I'm edging a bit more to his side.
No, I like it. You got your reasons there. You backed it up. I think it's respectable for sure. On our next photo, you spent a couple of seasons out on loan. What do you think were the most important lessons you learned out on loan? Because it's very different, right? You go from the comforts of here to somewhere where I assume maybe you were cooking for yourself, you were dealing with things like adult life that you maybe hadn't dealt with before. What were those big lessons?
For sure, yeah. It's a massive step. We're going from under 23s at the time into a first team environment. So this one here is the day I signed for Luton, which ended up being an unbelievable year. But yeah, you're right. With all due respect to them, I'm going to a facility that's not as good. And I'm moving into a house for the first time. I was in my family home still, so I went to live on my own. So basically I've got to turn in from a boy to a man quick. What I always said when I went was, I need to gain their respect on the pitch to gain it off the pitch. I didn't want to go in there being Billy whatever because I'm at a Premier League club. I was going to keep low, train hard, play hard when I got the chance, and then as that develops, relationships off the pitch develop, and that's what happened.
I mean, I also quickly wanted to finally pick up on this photo here as well. The earring.
Oh yeah.
What's happened to the earring? Where was the inspiration?
Yeah.
George Michael?
Yeah, George Michael. I mean, when this photo got released, to be fair, I suppose a way of getting me into the lads at Luton, someone photoshopped my head on the face of Tiger King. Maybe the earring and the little tash or whatever, yeah, so that was my way of getting introduced with the lads, I think.
It's not too bad.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, maybe.
What do the lads here say about it?
I haven't really wore it as much now. I don't really try and get it out in case. Can't be bothered to get another.
Johnny Evans would not be having it, would he?
I'd probably be spinning the wheel. To be honest. So yeah, it's not worth it.
Okay, then our next photo of you and Brendan Rodgers in the background. Obviously, you broke through under Brendan Rodgers. Kind of, what's it like to work under a manager who has a track history as well of wanting to get through young talent and for them to succeed?
I owe him a lot. Obviously, it's part of the player, but it is part of the manager. He has to give you the opportunity. He has to believe in you, because if you don't have that, you're not going to play. So my pathway guided what I'm doing now, and he was a big part of that. He said, I want you to go play games, get what it feels like to be in the first team, and then come back and show what you can do. And
amazing. Was there obviously that one, when you came back from the loans, was there a conversation that you had where he kind of was like, all right, you're ready? What did he say?
There actually was, which is weird. Like, as soon as I came back from my Luton loan, I went in for a meeting with him, and he just looked at me and went, you just look different. You went, you've changed. You went, you've changed. Because before that, I probably was that timid, young, under 23s player that wasn't like...
Didn't know what the future was going to be.
Exactly.
For sure.
But then, I'm guessing when I came back, I just had a bit of a different aura. Like, I believed in myself more, I looked more confident. And he genuinely said, look, you just look like a different person. So I'm really excited to see what we can do now. Now he was just like, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, you can do. So that gave me so much determination and motivation, and I'm happy that I've managed to break in, and hopefully long may that continue.
What a guy. We've got a video on our next clip. Now technically this isn't on your Instagram or socials, but it does involve you and a certain Gabby Agbonlahor. If you play the clip.
Kovacic or Dewsbury-Hall?
I'm going to go Dewsbury-Hall. I've watched him play a few times this season and he looks very, very good.
Firstly, I want to thank him for that opinion. But no, look, obviously I've had a bit of stick from different football fans over the last couple of months, but I believe that, like, why wouldn't I believe that I'm better than these sort of players, or can mix it with these sort of players? If I didn't believe that, then I shouldn't be here. So I need to now try and back that up, what he's saying, for them people to go, you know what, he might have a point. And I genuinely believe that I am up there. So it's nice that, as you say, that he's probably looked at me and thought, yeah,
give the flowers now.
Yeah. So no, I respect him for saying that, even though we both probably got a bit of stick from it. But look, I can understand why Chelsea fans, because he's obviously he's a very good player, and they're probably thinking, who's this kid? But that's where it's up to me now to be like, all right.
Okay, our final photo, it's a picture of you and the lads. I wanted to talk about James Maddison, because he is someone who is in the headlines all the time at the moment, especially with the World Cup coming up. I want to know what he's like as a player, because this season he's turned it on massively.
Yeah, not even just this season. I feel like probably this game, or maybe a couple of games before, is where his form just went. He's an unbelievable player. He's definitely one of the best I've played with. His form speaks for itself, his stats speak for itself. He just keeps proving people wrong, you know what I mean, and showing his quality. And I spoke about Casper previously, but he was probably been the main guy that is like
closer in age as well, I guess. Similar interests.
That's what I mean.
Right?
Very much so. Off the pitch, we've got a lot of similar interests, and he's younger. He's experienced what I experienced, so he definitely helped me integrate. And he's I'd say one of my very good friends now. We do a lot of things outside of football.
Both fans of TikTok.
Both fans of TikTok. Both love challenging each other at golf. So, he's a great guy. So, long may his form continue, because he deserves it. He's a top lad.
Is he in your England squad?
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be. Like, how can he not? The stats prove, like, he influences games, and you need that in a tournament no matter what. If you want a player that's going to come on and change a game, and he's definitely that sort of player.
Amazing, mate. Thank you so much. That is Unfiltered. We've gone through your Instagram. Not too bad. It wasn't too bad. There were a few TikToks that I thought about, but I didn't know whether to bring them up. I'd say go check them out yourself.
Thank you.
Mate, I appreciate it so much.
Top man.
Thank you. I wish you the best of the season.